Hello everyone, welcome you all. I, Dr. Namita Tiwari, am delighted to have you all here today. So, welcome to our lecture focused on artificial intelligence, that is AI in the context of natural language processing (NLP), and it is very exciting and rapidly evolving field that has transferred how machines understand and generate human language. So, in this engaging session, we will dive deep into the innovative role of AI, particularly focusing on GPT, that is, generative pre trained transformers and large language models, says LLMs. These advanced models are at the forefront of technological breakthroughs and are significantly shaping the future of research, communication, and automation. So, most of the important question is what's on the agenda today. So we will start with a comprehensive introduction to NLP, and then we will explore its applications, challenges, and evolution over time. Then we will understand how LLMs work, including GPT models, and how they are trained on vast amount of data to generate coherent and contextually accurate responses. So we will also discuss real-world applications of LLMs in areas like chatbots, automated translation, text summarization, sentiment analysis, and academic research. We will highlight the ethical considerations and future directions of AI in NLP. So by the end of this session, you will gain insights into how AI and NLP technologies are reshaping industries, the science behind LLMs, and why they are such powerful tools. That is very interesting. We'll also see the opportunities for researchers, students, and professionals to harness these technologies in their work. So, what exactly is NLP? Do you have any idea? Okay, so I just tell you natural language processing is a specialized branch of artificial intelligence that focuses on how computers can understand, interpret, and work with human language. Essentially, NLP enables machines to process and make sense of the words we speak or write, bridging the gap between human communication and computer understanding. Now, as humans, we communicate in complex ways. Our language is filled with different tones, slangs, context, and even emotions. So, teaching a machine to grasp these complexities is not easy. That's where NLP comes in. It gives computers the ability to read, interpret, and even generate text or speech so that interacting with technology becomes more natural and intuitive for us. How NLP works in everyday life? Have you any idea? You might be surprised to know that NLP is already part of your daily life. Let's think about some common examples like Google Translate. You must have used it. So this is a classic NLP application. It takes a sentence in one language, understands its meaning and translates it into another language while preserving context and accuracy. You must have used chatbots also. So chatbots and virtual assistants, whether you are asking Siri, Alexa or Google Assistant to play your favorite songs or set a reminder, they are using NLP to understand your voice command, interpret your intent, and provide an appropriate response. Next is text summarization tools. So many researchers and productivity tools can automatically summarize long documents or articles, giving you the key points without having to read through everything yourself. What is sentiment analysis? So where it is used, companies use NLP to analyze what people are saying on social media, in reviews, or in surveys, helping them understand public sentiment and customer opinions in real time. So that is very, very helping to the industry. Now, question is why NLP matters? So at its core, NLP helps make human computer interaction smoother and more natural. And instead of relying on complex programming languages or commands, we can now talk to our devices or type in everyday language and they understand us. So, this ease of communication transforms how we interact with technology across different platforms and industries. NLP underpins many of the applications we rely on each day. So, one of the example is automatic translations. So automatic translations, when you are traveling or communicating with the people who speak different languages, you can use it. Now, customer service chatbots that answer your queries without you having to wait on hold. Personal assistants that help you stay organized and connected. Spam filters in your email that scan your email and remove unwanted messages. You must have seen it in your regular uses. Also, you can take example of search engines that provide you with the most relevant results even when your query is unclear or incomplete. So, have you think have about NLP in research and data driven professions? So, for researchers and professionals, understanding NLP's power is critical. We live in an era where we are surrounded by massive amounts of unstructured data. So, things like articles, reports, social media posts, emails, and customer feedback. So, manually analyzing this data would be time consuming and nearly impossible. So, this is where NLP comes to the rescue. NLP tools can automatically process and analyze large volumes of text, pulling out valuable insights. They can summarize content, they can extract important information, they can understand patterns and trends. So, by leveraging NLP, we can enhance our efficiency, productivity, and accuracy, whether in academia, healthcare, finance, or customer service. So, the future of NLP is going to be very bright, and we must learn about all these AI tools. So as AI continues to evolve, NLP is becoming more advanced. We are moving towards systems that not only understand language but can also interpret context, detect emotion, and engage in meaningful. So moving on, let's now delve into one of the most fascinating advancements in artificial intelligence today: large language models, commonly referred to as LLMs. So question is, what are large language models? Have you heard about them? Okay. So at their core, large language models, that is LLMs, are AI systems that have been trained on enormous amounts of text data. These datasets often include everything from books, scientific articles, blogs, and websites to social media posts and so much more. Essentially, LLMs are exposed to vast and diverse information sources that help them learn about human language works in all its richness and complexity. Now you might be wondering, why so much data? So the idea is simple. The more they read, the better they get at identifying patterns in language. These patterns include grammar, semantics, context, tone, and emotions. So, by learning from these huge data sets, LLMs develop an incredible ability to generate human like text, making them seem as if they truly understand language. So, one question: how do LLM works? Have you any idea? You can think of a large language models as a highly advanced predictive text systems. It works by predicting the text word or phrase in a sentence based on the words that came before it. For example, if you type the weather today is, the model might predict words like sunny, rainy, or cloudy because it has learned these associations from all the text. So it is really very interesting. So Again, you can think about what does GPT stand for. Sorry, we got moved in the next slide. Okay. So I was talking about, okay. So I was talking about how do LLMs work, right? So we have taken already an example. If you type the weather today is, and the model might predict words like sunny, rainy, or cloudy because it has learned these associations from all the text it has read. But LLMs take this many steps further. They don't just predict simple sentences, they can answer complex questions, write essays, and reports, compose poems, and creative writing. So they can summarize long research papers, translate language, hold conversations. They feel natural and engaging. So you can consider another example of LLMs in action. One of the most powerful and widely recognized LLMs today is GPT-4, and I believe that you all must have used it for some of the purposes or situations. So GPT-4 stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer 4. It is an extremely sophisticated AI model developed by OpenAI. To give you a sense of its scale, GPT-4 has been trained with over 175 billion parameters. But what does that mean? Think of parameters as the individual neurons or knobs that the model adjusts during its learning process. So, isn't it interesting? The more parameters a model has, the more nuanced and detailed its understanding can be. So, with 175 billion parameters, GPT-4 can capture an extraordinary amount of information, enabling it to generate responses that are coherent, context-aware, and human-like. What? Now, question is, what can LLMs do? The LMs are being used in a wide variety of applications like customer support chatbots, academic assistance, creative writing, language translation, coding assistance, healthcare applications, personal assistance. So, another question is, why should we care about LLMs? So, if you are a researcher or professional or anyone, so you can work with large volumes of information. LLMs are game changers for you. These LLMs can save your time, they can improve productivity of your work, they can enhance creativity, they can make data more accessible, and the future of LLMs we must should know. So we are only scratching the surface of what large language models can do. As these models continue to evolve, we can expect even more natural and real-time conversations. We can collaborate with AI tools, personalized learning tools. So large language models represent a revolution in how we use AI to process and generate language. Now let's focus on GPT, which stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, as we have already discussed much more. This is one of the most powerful and well-known example of large language model, that is LLM. While GPT follows the fundamental architecture of LLMs, it specializes in generating text that is not only contextually accurate but often indistinguishable from human writing. So, question is, what does GPT stand for? Let's break down the name GPT to understand its meaning. GPT, G for generative. This means the model can create content. It does not just analyze or summarize information. It can generate entirely new text. whether it's a sentence, an article, a poem, or even lines of code. Now, P for pre-trained. Pre-trained, so GPT models have already been trained on massive datasets, including books, articles, websites, and more. This pre-training helps the model develop a deep understanding of language patterns, grammar, facts, reasoning, and even nuances in tone and emotion. So, and T means transformer. So, this refers to the natural neural network architecture that powers GPT. So, question is, what can GPT do? So, you must know it, all about it. Let's talk about GPT-4, the fourth and most advanced version in the GPT series as of now. So it can help in academic writing, it can help in creative writing, it can help in programming and coding, it can be a conversational AI. So question is, why is pre-training important? The pre-training phase of GPT is whether the magic begins. During pre-training, GPT-4 is exposed to a huge corpus of text data. Now, let's look at its working principle. GPT is based on the transformer architecture, which uses a mechanism called self-attention. Here's how it works in simple terms. It takes input understanding, then context awareness, then prediction and generation, and so on. So I think you must know how to use it. At its core, GPT is a predictive model. Its fundamental task is to predict the next word in a sequence, one word at a time. The core of mechanism prediction based on context is when you give GPT a prompt, which is any input text, it uses everything it has learned during its pre-training phase to predict what should come next. For example, if you type the sentence, the researcher concluded that GPT processes this prompt and uses its deep learning transformer layers to predict and generate the most likely continuation. It might complete the sentence with something like, the experiment supported the initial hypothesis. Further studies are required to validate the findings, depending on the context, style, and tone it infers from your prompt. So whatever you give the prompt, GPT performs according to that prompt. GPT has been trained on enormous datasets that include books, articles, websites, conversational data. Throughout this extensive exposure, it works. So one of the most pressing challenges faced by researchers in today's fast-paced world is information overload, or as some call it, a flood of information. So we are witnessing an unprecedented surge in the volume of scientific literature. Every single day, thousands of research papers are being published across various disciplines, ranging from computer science and medicine to environmental studies and social sciences. So while this explosion of knowledge is a testament to human progress and innovation, it has also created a significant problem. So many questions occur: how do we keep up? How can researchers stay informed about the latest developments? How do they extract what's truly important from this massive sea of information? The burden of manual review, and so on. So we can use AI tools to help ourselves. GPT has rapidly become a transformative tool across multiple industries, also offering powerful solutions to streamline workflows and enhance productivity. Let's explore how it's making a significant impact in different professional sectors like academia and research. In the world of academia, and scientific research is staying up to date with the latest publication is both crucial and time intensive. So researchers often have to shift through hundreds, even thousands of papers for literature reviews or to stay informed in their field. So with GPT, this process becomes remarkable efficient. Those who have used GPT for summarizing text or research papers, they must know about the efficiency of summarizing the research papers. So it helps highlight key findings and extract relevant data points also. It significantly reduces the time spent on traditional literature review process. So as a result, researchers can focus their efforts on analyzing findings, formulating hypotheses and conducting innovative experiments rather than getting bogged down by information overload. In the healthcare sector, where access to up-to-date information can directly impact patient care, GPT offers immense values. It can digest complex medical research and summarize findings into easily understandable insights for healthcare professionals. Doctors and medical researchers can stay informed about the latest studies, clinical trials, and treatment protocols without spending hours combining through dense scientific literatures. So GPT can assist in medical documentation also, summarizing patient histories and even drafting reports, freeing up more time of direct patient care. So in all the other sectors, GPT can help to reduce the time and increasing efficiency of work. So one of the most popular use cases are for researchers summarizing research papers. Today's let's delve into one of the most widely adopted and impactful application of GPT powered tools, that is summarizing scientific research papers. So this use case is transforming the way researchers, academicians and students engage with the ever expanding body of scientific literature. GPT also supports two major types of summarization techniques. So first one is extractive summarization and second is abstractive summarization. So understanding the difference between these two methods helps researchers and professionals make informed decisions on how best to process and review content. So extractive summarization means it works by identifying and selecting key sentences or phrases directly from the original text. The system scans the full document and picks out the most important sentences that captures the essence of the material. These sentences are then stitched together to form a summary. And what are the advantages? First advantage is high accuracy and second is preserves the author's original wording. But it has some limitations also. It may lack fluency or coherence and clarification also. Now second one is abstractive summarization. So abstractive summarization on the other hand uses natural language generation or paraphrase and rewrite the content in its own words. And instead of copying sentences, the system interprets the core ideas and generates entirely new sentences that summarize the material. So it works much like how a human might read a text and then explain it in a simpler or clearer way. So these are the steps how AI summarization works. So step 1 means select a research paper. You can select a research paper. You can start by choosing a research paper from one of the popular academic platforms. Some widely used sources include Google Scholar, ResearchGate or Archive. Then select a research paper that matches your area of interest or one that highly cited to ensure quality content. Now in step 2, You can input the paper into a summarization tool, whatever tool you want to use. So once you have the research paper, you can copy its abstract, introduction or full text. Then depending on the level of detail you need, then paste it into one of the popular AI powered summarization tools such as ChatGPT, a versatile language model, or SCI Space Copilot or Elicit. You can either use simple prompts. For example, you can write there, summarize this paper in 5 bullet points, or advanced instructions, that is, provide a structured summary with objectives. Remember, your summary report always depends on what kind of prompt you are using there. Okay, so now in the step 3, you can review and compare the summaries. After the tool generates the summary, you can compare the AI generated summary with one you might have created manually. And you will definitely observe how quickly the AI processes complex information, how well it maintains the logical structure covering objectives, methodologies, results, and conclusions. So whether it stays relevant and captures the core essence of the paper. So you will likely notice a significant time saving with AI generating a concise, coherent summary within seconds or minutes, and it will definitely save your time. But remember, a human proofreading is always required. You should not depend 100% on these AI tools. So GPT can analyze hundreds of papers, group them by themes, draft summaries for each themes, and so on. So now at the end, we can talk about the limitations and ethical considerations of using GPT in research and writing. You must be aware about these ethical considerations. So while GPT offers a range of powerful tools to enhance research and writing, it's important to recognize and understand its limitations also and ethical implications. Blind reliance on AI can lead to inaccuracies, misuse, and ethical concerns. Below is a detailed breakdown of these challenges. GPT may create false citations, incorrect data points, or non existent studies, which can mislead researchers if not carefully checked. So remember, proofreading is all, human proofreading is always required. So relying on AI generated content without fact checking can damage your information. Okay. So, what we have learned as we reach the conclusion of our discussion, let's recap the transformative role that GPT models are playing in various research and professional domains, revolutionizing research workflows. That means the GPT models are fundamentally reshaping and research process by offering advanced tools that streamline and enhance traditional workflows. We have also learned that GPT can quickly distill large volumes of complex academic literature into concise summaries, making it easier for researchers to grasp key points without reading every word. This feature is especially useful in systematic literature reviews, where time consuming reading can be minimized. GPT can analyze and categorize hundreds of papers efficiently. Also, GPT tools and researchers can improve their academic language. They can correct grammar. Of course, this leads to clearer communication of scientific ideas and findings. So, GPT and similar AI models are not limited to academic research alone. Their adoption is expanding across several critical industries. AI should be seen as a supportive tool rather than a replacement of critical thinking, human expertise, and domain knowledge. Success comes from combining AI tools with expert oversight to ensure the accuracy, integrity, and ethical use of AI generated outputs. You must not totally dependent on these AI tools. So I hope this discussion has provided insightful perspectives on how GPT can become a valuable partner in your research and professional activities. So if you have any query, you can put your email on namitatawari@csmu.ac.in. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much.